Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michelle Burns. I'm a certified life coach and I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Coaches Life Coach Training Institute and the creator of this free video training series. So it's still early in the year, 2012, lots of time to make significant change and make this the best year of your life. What I want to address in this video is the reason why it's so difficult to make that happen. Why is it so difficult for us to change? So that's the big question. Why is it so difficult? And I want to address what the problem is. The problem is that, well, there's a lot of levels to this problem, but I'll give you some of the obvious things. Is that one of them is that we've got too much information. It's not for a lack of information or not knowing what to do. We've got a lot of information. We've attended workshops, seminars, training programs, we've read the books, we've bought the gadgets, we hired the professionals to help us, and we, to this point, haven't found a way to pull it all together in a step-by-step process that allows it to work for us. So we've got a broad knowledge base, and there's a gap between what we know and what we're doing. So we need to decrease that gap and start to get into action and grow into what we know, basically. For the most part, we don't have a structure. Most people I see, they don't have a structure. They don't have a vision, goals, an action plan. They have a lack of commitment to taking action, and discipline. And they feel overwhelmed. There's way too many things going on in their life. They're telling me they can't slow down long enough. They're experiencing a lot of change personally and professionally, and they don't know how to stop long enough to sort things out and get organized enough to make the kind of change they know they could make. So there's a lack of focus and way too many distractions. So one of the other things I want to talk about is that one of the things that I see, people will say, I really want to move forward and I want to make change. And they'll get on fire for a few days or a week or so, and then they fall off. And they say, there is something holding me back. And if I could figure out what it is, then I would address it, and I would continue to move forward. So in this video today, I'm going to address what it is. So I want to take a look at, first of all, I just want to present, and I'm also going to show you a possibility. A possibility of making significant change this year in every area of your life. Physical fitness, relationships, finance, family, social life, career, spiritual development, and mental and mind education, while being physically fit, mentally focused, emotionally balanced, and spiritually aligned. And not only do I want you to see this as a possibility, but I really want you to understand how it's essential. How this is the key to having the kind of energy, strength, stamina, inspiration, encouragement, commitment and discipline to make the kind of change that you want to make is in being physically healthy, mentally focused, emotionally balanced, and spiritually aligned. So I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. I want to talk to you first about why most people fail. And I've addressed some of it at the beginning. They're not aligned with their core values, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. They don't commit to action, there's no structure or plan, way too much information, they don't have it broken down and they're overwhelmed. There's no access to mentors or teachers, they're not pursuing ongoing education and learning. They don't have an adequate support system. And there's a lack of energy and enthusiasm as a result. So that's why most people fail once they get started, even if they feel really committed initially. So let's move beyond. I want to explain. I'm going to explain this whole chart here and back up for a second, but I want everybody to know why I believe it's possible for everybody, for every single person who wants to do it, to really make progress in every single area of your life this year. And I believe you can do it because I did it. And I just am of the belief if I can do it, I know anyone can do it. And I see it happen all the time, too, with my coaching clients. And so there are some differences in the way we approach things and the way we organize the information that really allows them to implement it and make positive, lasting change in their life. So I want to start from the beginning, and this is how it worked for me. About 20 years ago, I had a significant shift in my orientation to life, I'll put it that way. This pie here represents you as a person, each one of us as a person, and the potential that we have available to us to be the best that we can be. And we are, to this point, using less than 10% of our potential. I'm sure everybody's heard that or some variation of it. And we'll just say 10% for the sake of this discussion today. So what is the 10%? It's programming, conditioning, habits, patterns, behaviors, life experiences, and it's not a bad thing. It's just only good enough to get you what you've already got. And if that was good enough, you probably wouldn't be watching this video or be looking for ways to make change in your life. The fact is, we all know there's way more available to us, and there's something nudging us to explore that, to make change, to evolve, to grow, and be more, because we can be. Way more, obviously. There's a whole 90% left out there. So I'm very curious about what the other 90% is. So in an effort to explain the 90%, I want to start by sharing with you this passage. I read it years ago, and I share it with most of my clients and put it in my formatting when I'm putting any kind of a talk together. And it's a passage by Martha Graham. And she says that there is a vitality, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there's only one of you in all of time, if you block this energy, it will not exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. The world will not have it. And it's not your job to decide how good it is, or how valuable it is, or how it compares to other expressions. It is your job to keep it yours and to keep the channels open, so that it can find expressions for you. So this energy that she's talking about, I've come to see as all this potential that we have available to us. And that is the impulse to grow, to evolve, to change. And this small part that we're experiencing right now is what we've come to know. It's like our self-image, our personality, our identity, who we think we are. Also, the ego, I would say the ego kind of creates this. And we'll talk a bit more about the ego. And I just believe that as we come up against our edge, this is when we start to get this nudge. We get restless, we want more, we know there's more, but we just don't know how to access it. So this energy that's coming in, this vitality that I was talking about, it actually flows through every single person. It's available to all of us. And it is creative intelligence, it is inspiration, it's motivation, it is an impulse to change and to grow and evolve. And that energy flows through us physically, it flows through us mentally, it flows through us emotionally and spiritually. So when I had a significant shift in my life, I kind of very quickly went from being really engaged in my programming and conditioning, which was quite negative, like a lot of people, and seeing myself as being very limited, to suddenly understanding more about my true nature. And that, what I'll call a mystical experience, or perhaps even a spiritual alignment. The next thing that happened was I really just understood right away that I need to start taking care of my physical body, because this energy is flowing through me physically, and I need to make a healthy container for this energy. And I started practicing yoga. And not long after I started practicing yoga, I really saw a lot of benefits and felt stronger at my core and more confident. And then I decided that everybody needed to know about yoga, and I got certified as a yoga teacher and opened a yoga studio. And I'm still a big fan and promote yoga, but any form of exercise. And we need to keep the body strong, healthy, flexible, so that energy can flow freely. And that, so we also need nutrition, water, rest, fresh air, sunshine, all the obvious things that we know about. We just need to start doing them. Okay, and then emotional balance. Not long after I got these two things in check, I started to notice that my emotional past was starting to catch up with me, and had a very challenging childhood, not unlike most people I talk to. And the problem was there was a lot of unresolved emotional issues, and they started to surface, and I felt emotionally overwhelmed and did not know what to do about it. And a lot of the decisions I was making to do or not do were coming from I'm not feeling well, or I'm feeling upset, or I'm sad, or I'm grieving, or I'm angry. And those, when I'm in those emotions, my actions are going to be very different, and the results I was seeing were based on my emotional experience. So I understood the importance of dealing with my emotions, and I went to traditional therapy, which helped a little bit for me to organize emotions, but it wasn't enough. I needed to balance. I knew I needed to balance out these emotions and really tune into something far more positive, loving, energizing, encouraging, so that I could stay in a positive frame of mind and achieve what I wanted to achieve. So how was I going to do this? So I went in search of emotional balancing techniques, tools, anything that was going to work, and I found them. And it needs to work quick. I don't want to sit and talk about my problems. And not to mention that I realized very quickly, it's a bottomless pit. There's no getting to the bottom of it and having it all sorted out and everything fall into place like I thought. So I learned some really highly effective and quick ways to balance out emotions. I then started teaching this to other people and started seeing amazing results. So I got certified in some of these processes and added it to my mix of tools and that I use to transform and that I use with my clients. So now I'm spiritually aligned, I'm physically fit, I'm emotionally balanced, but somehow I still kind of keep going off center. I still don't have what I really want, or what would really make my life feel like it was full and complete. So I hired a life coach. I found out about life coaching and I hired a life coach and immediately saw remarkable results because I was now getting more focused, had direction in my life. All the energy that I had was being directed into something positive, and I started to see a lot of progress happen. So I decided to study and become certified as a life coach. And for the past 11 years, I've been coaching people. And then I started training life coaches and opened up a life coach training institute. That's Quantum Leap Coaches. So I went to India and studied yoga with a yoga master there. And as part of my spiritual development, I really understood there's two things. There's a choice that I'm always making. I can align with my old programming and conditioning or the ego, or I can align with something far higher and greater, my authentic self, which will open me up to a lot more of my potential and motivate me to take very different action to make progress in my life. Meditation was a really great way for me to move out of the busyness of my mind and into this deeper place. And I spent some time in Nepal meditating with some Buddhist monks and living there on top of a mountain for 4 months while I was studying and learning. So this is the process that I went through. And so I have yoga students and I have life coaching clients, and I had people coming to me for emotional balance, and I was teaching meditation, and I was telling the meditation students about yoga and to get emotionally balanced and go to coaching and telling the coaching clients to go here and there. And I knew what they all needed was all of this. Like, we all need to get, first of all, get focused, get aligned, get balanced, and get healthy. So the question I always had was, how can I create a program that incorporates all of this so that they can really be high-functioning, fully engaged human beings and get what they want? So that's what I've put together. I want to say one more thing, because as we talk about the energy that comes in, and when we're talking about why it's really difficult to change, this is what I want you to understand. And if you get this, even if you never do another thing with me, get this today and implement what I'm about to tell you, it will change your life. So what I came to see was the most important thing was that people needed to get rooted and anchored in their deepest core values. And when they did, and when they made their decisions from that place, things really started to change. And I'm going to give you an example. So if somebody said, I want to get the current goal is to become physically fit and healthy, because when I feel good, I have more to give. That's now they've taken their vision beyond their own self-interest. And So what might happen if we're not taking a look at our values, if somebody just decided to do that, they might go to the gym for the few days, they might start eating well for about a week, but as their emotional stuff comes up, because that's what will happen when we make change, they will say, well, you know what, I don't feel really well, I feel sad, I'm feeling some grief, I'm feeling some guilt, it's starting to surface, it's uncomfortable, I'm not going to go to the gym today, or I'm going to go and eat something comforting because I'm not feeling well. So this is where the excuses, habits, patterns, behaviors start to kick back in again, because this runs on autopilot. Okay, so that's, if we don't anchor into our values and make decisions from there, we will make them from our programming and conditioning, which will always take us right back to where we were before. Which is why people do that, is why they, you know, people will lose 20 or 30 pounds and then they'll put it all right back on again, and then they'll lose it again and put it on again. Or they'll make progress in an area and they go back to the old sabotaging, life-damaging ways that they were living before. When we really commit to, it's like, let's take a look at what our values are, and I'll give you an example. So if somebody's highest values were commitment, love, family, integrity, and they, you know, made a conscious choice to change to become physically healthy, and when it came time to make a decision, should I go to the gym today, rather than how do I feel, they're going to say, well, what did I commit to? What are my values? And if it's love, well, can I love myself enough, and my family enough, and my community enough to create a healthy environment, to create a really strong, healthy body so that I can be present and give? If integrity is a value of mine, well, I've made a commitment, and inside I really have a desire to be healthy. Outside, I need to create the same thing, and my body's not healthy, so I'm going to actually go and do what I need to do to create the healthy body. Commitment is a high value of mine. I've made this commitment to make the change. I'm going to the gym, even though I don't feel good about it right now. Because the thing is, anytime we make change, this is our comfort zone. When we bump up against our comfort zone, it gets uncomfortable. And when we step outside of our comfort zone, well, we don't know what's going to happen there, and that's the most uncomfortable place to be. We don't know who we're going to be, we really don't know what's going to happen, and some fear kicks in. So people very quickly and easily go back to their comfort zone and their old programming and conditioning, which is causing them a lot of pain, which is not working for them anymore, which is, you know, should have been let go of a long time ago. And, you know, if instead we can in those moments access and anchor down into our values and just say, you know, I'm willing to endure some short-term pain for a long-term gain, you will consistently make the right choices in every single area of your life throughout the year. So I just want you to imagine for a moment, if you made a conscious choice to work on each of these areas one at a time this year and really anchor into some core values, and you had lots of energy because you're physically fit, mentally focused, emotionally balanced and aligned, and you were doing some meditation, and you had a plan and a vision, and you were working on each of these areas with commitment and focus and aligned with your values. Can you imagine what your life's going to look like at the end of this year? You are going to finally have your life crafted the way you've always known you could have it. And this is the way to do it. I've seen it happen over again and over again and over again. This is the way to doing it. And you can do it too. Anyone can do it right from where you are. So what is it going to take to succeed at this? What it's going to take to succeed is that you align with your values, you create a vision, you set goals, you get into action, you continuously learn and study, discipline, perseverance, commitment, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because definitely it is uncomfortable. It's going to require you doing some work. It's going to require effort. But you know what? How much effort is it? Like, it's so painful. People are in so much pain and struggle and suffering and anxiety and tension and addiction. It's all in here. So the short-term pain you feel from making the change, it's short-term. You get the long-term gain in the end. There's no option. You're just stuck in here. And we call it the comfort zone. That's the funny thing about it. So to succeed, structure, education, support, participation, you have to do it, right? You have to be willing to make it happen. So vitality, vision, victory. Okay? So I want to talk to you about a program, and I mentioned it earlier. I put a program together that perfectly designed so that you can have this all work for you in your life. So it's a 12-month program. Each month we focus on one different area of the life wheel. Each month you create a vision and set some goals to make some change. You go through an exercise to clarify and identify in your 5 deepest core values. And this is a process of consistently aligning with those values so that the decisions that you make will be for the highest choice you can possibly make for yourself. Okay? The energy that comes in either goes through our values or it goes through our programming and conditioning, one or the other. So we need the mental focus to consistently choose values over programming. And initially, the choice has to be made consciously all the time, and then this just becomes the way you operate. And okay, so each month we work on a new area. Each month also we clear out and balance these emotions. And don't underestimate how important this is. This is what I call the scale of empowerment. As we let go of the heaviness and the darkness of some of these old emotions and the negative side of them, we feel lighter, we feel more inspired, we feel more positive and more aligned. So each month we work through one area here till we consistently get more empowered and feel stronger and feel healthier emotionally and more balanced. So each month we work on one of these and one of these. And then each week, so that you can have the kind of energy and enthusiasm and strength and support, you will get yoga videos, something to help with you physically, mentally. These are going to be affirmations that will keep you aligned, coaching calls, once a week, a live coaching call with me I'll be there answering questions and giving you some one-on-one coaching. And to stay spiritually aligned, meditation, lots of stuff on meditation and information that will really keep you aligned with your highest good and your greatest potential. And each week, all kinds of tools and techniques and videos that will help keep you emotionally balanced. Okay? So this is a 12-month program, and so new content monthly to support you in making consistent, lasting change, and weekly to give you the energy, enthusiasm, strength, and stamina to consistently make the change throughout the entire year. Okay? So a 12-month program. Okay, I mentioned it too, starting right where you are. Absolutely everybody can do this. As long as you are willing to come up to your edge, and that just means every day I can just show up and do the best I can do. And, be willing to push myself a little bit. Be willing to explore new ways of doing things. If you want your life to change, you have to be willing to change what you're doing. So you need to explore things that you've never done before, think in ways that you've never thought before, feel in ways that you've never thought before. Get your body feeling strong and healthy so that you have that kind of strength and stamina to go the distance. And starting right where you are, it does not matter where you are. Even if you said that in the area of physical health, your level of satisfaction is a 2. Well, you know what? Let's start by going to a 3. Right where you are. And do the best that you can do. That's all that's expected, and you will make significant change in your life this year. You will see a wonderful success story. Okay, so we're going through a different area of your life each month. We're visions and goals, action plan, exploring your edge, consistently pushing your edge. This is high value content and world-class cutting-edge technology that you're going to be getting videos, audios, worksheets, everything coming to you into your home through your computer. At your convenience. It's effective. It's affordable. It's in a step-by-step comprehensive program that will take you from where you are to where you want to go. It's education and support at your convenience. There's also a community forum where you can connect with like-minded people. Okay, and the way you're going to learn this and the way this is going to come to you is through a membership site. So when you hit the subscribe button today, you'll immediately gain access to a membership site, and there will be a welcome video like this one, and it will take you through on how to navigate around the site. And every bit of information will be organized for you. Once a month you'll get an email saying your new content is available. You'll have a vision and goal setting process to help you create goals for each area of your life. And you'll have videos that will help you to work through some of the emotional stuff, along with some worksheets to help you dig out where the blocks are. And you'll be, weekly you'll receive information saying there's new stuff on the site to help keep you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually aligned. Okay? So each month there's new content, each week there's new content, each week there's calls, live coaching calls where you can come on and ask questions, and there's videos, worksheets, and a community to support you. Okay, and it is a membership site. It's a 12-month program, and you can cancel at any time. Okay, if you subscribe today and you get a few months in and you are not completely blown away with the content and with what you're receiving and how it's working for you in your life, give us a call, send us an email. We'll cancel it immediately. You will never be billed again. Okay, so I just want to mention, this is about what you're going to receive every single month is about $2,000 worth of training. And every single thing that you need to make the change that you've been wanting to make in your life. And about $2,000 worth a month in training, and the price of the program is $97 a month. $97 a month, okay, for all of this. You can't go wrong. Like, I took out every single possible objection. That was one of the things. People said, well, I can't do all of this, I can't afford it, I don't have the time for it, it doesn't work on my schedule. I work shift work. So you know what, this comes to you, you can use it at your convenience, when it works for you. It is affordable, it's effective, it's a step-by-step process. It's taking everything that you've learned in a packaged way, and now you can put it into action. I've taken away all your excuses, so now it's time for you to do it. So there's as I said, there's new content each month, and once you subscribe, stay subscribed, go for greatness this year. Don't go for mediocrity. Maybe I'll do a few of these and see what happens. Do the whole thing. Make significant change in every area of your life this year. You really deserve it, and it's time. And there's no better time to be the best that you can be than today. Start today. So there's a bonus too. If you sign up today, and if you hit the subscribe button and sign up today, you'll get 2 private coaching sessions with me. It's invaluable having the private coaching sessions. So you'll get 2 sessions, and you'll also receive a 120-page ebook on emotional balancing. There's techniques and processes and information about every single thing that you could possibly come up against as you move forward this year. This is a really valuable resource to have. And one more bonus, if you want to sign up today and pay in advance for the entire year, it's $1,190 some odd, then you receive a lifetime membership. And so that you can, once you complete this process for 1 year, you can just start all over again because you're in a very different place. And of course, there's always going to be new content on there. So if you're interested in that, sign up and receive the lifetime membership. Okay, so this is something like, I know that you want to do it. We all want to do this. We all want to realize our potential. We want to make significant change. We all know we're capable of way more. We've been struggling long enough. We've been trying to pull this together long enough. This is brought to you now in a step-by-step process, every single thing that you need. And really, there is no greater time to be the best that you can be than today. Start right today. So hit the subscribe button below. We're going to get started right away. We'll see you on the other side. Congratulations on making a decision to create the best life you can.